Christmas. Hi all Flosstubers, I'm back a little later than I anticipated, so apologies for that. It has been a busy couple of months. It's now the 21st of December, so nearly 2 months behind schedule, or at least a month behind schedule. I did plan to do a Flosstube in November, so apologies for that, but I am here now with lots of Christmas stitching goodies to share. What have I been up to in that time? November was really busy. I have actually moved, or in the process of, I have just left my previous full-time position that I have been with that company for over 7 years. So it's been a fairly busy month of transition, and officially this is my first day of leave and I am starting a new role in the new year. So I'm really looking forward to that, very excited about that opportunity in my career as well. And yeah, that's pretty much what's been keeping me busy. I have spent some time with family in Brisbane. So for those joining me for the first time, I live in New South Wales, northern New South Wales, and a small town called Glenanus, which is in the, well, really Highland country and cool country, although Australia's not cool at the moment. I am about four and a half hours drive south of Brisbane. That's our closest capital, really. Sydney is about 7 hours for us. So family for me is in Brisbane as well. And I'll be spending Christmas in 4 or 5 days with family in Brisbane. So got to drive up probably Christmas Eve at this stage and back the day after Boxing Day in Australia. So that's pretty much a download of what I have been doing. Farm life is good. We've got loads and loads of feed out there. It is drying off. We haven't quite had the rain that we had previously had, but I believe it could be a case of that, particularly for coastal areas. There's still a lot of rain potential for early 2023. Let's hope it's not as catastrophic and tragic as 2022. So wishing that for everybody. We will be fine up here. We're very high. Just need the water in the dams, of course, of which we've got plenty at the moment. And as I said, there's plenty of feed. So I have alpacas and sheep on our 40-acre farm here. And yeah, at the moment when feed's great like this, we don't have to do a lot of work with them, which is absolutely amazing. It's great to see them happy and healthy as well. Okay, so on to the stitching fun. Where to start? Probably at this stage showing you some Christmas finishes that I have done. I actually don't stitch, or haven't previously stitched a lot of Christmas, or maybe perhaps I haven't finished a lot of Christmas because there are some whips sitting around here. Probably some of my oldest Christmas stitching to start with. I don't even recollect what this was on. This is a with my needle and thread that's just framed. Hopefully the glare is not too much. It is middle of the day here. And this is Christmas at Winterberry Cabin, which is a with my needle and thread, Brenda Gervais. I do believe this was on a 40 count linen. I really love this one. Really simple frame. It just comes out at Christmas time, as most of these do. So that's that one. Another quite old whip for me that I actually haven't finished anything. Okay, there's a couple of issues with this one, as you will see. There is very minimal linen. I was very tight with that linen. So this is Winter Wonderland by Blackberry Designs, which I absolutely still love. I was going to do a flat finish. I was looking at one of Von Pfeiffer's fabulous tutorials on a stand-up flat finish, and was nearly about ready to cut some board and got carried away, and I asked a couple of stitchy friends that were in a bit of a chat group with, and this thread, so putting it out there to you guys, please comment. This is Peapod, Classic Colourworks Peapod, and I have heard before people comment that it wasn't that violent when I stitched it. I do think it looks a little bright now, so I am considering actually taking that out and finding a more muted green to finish that in. What are your thoughts? Please let me know. I just think it's a little bit too bright in contrast with all the rest of the stitching on there. I probably I can cope with pulling that out. It's not too much, but it is 2 strands that I don't love stitching with anymore. But to get that one done and potentially on my wall or in a finish would be wonderful, because I still do love it. It's really cute. It's a hard chart to find too, so apologies, it is out of print and I don't have mine any longer. Which will make restitching it interesting actually. I'll have to take a photo of that and do that, I guess. Which other ones do I have here? Sorry, when you pull these out only seasonally, you've got to think what they actually are called. So we have a couple of little Barbara Anna ones that I finished into. They were actually on my tree for a couple of years. Oh, stay. So I finished them in a hoop, just as an ornament. I actually made a couple of these as gifts for some friends that year as well. Just wool blanket stitched the back. I've actually finished them quite neatly, I thought. So the first one, this one is Christmas Hair. I think it came out maybe 2019, I'm going to say, I think. And I stitched it on a 36 count Lyrebird by Fox and Rabbit Designs. And then this one is called Santa's Flight, also on the same 36 count Lyrebird by Fox and Rabbit. Super cute, looked really great that year on my tree. I change up my Christmas tree decorations every year. As you can see behind me at the moment, I've a Ray Dunn collector and it's green and white this year. That will change next year. I try not to, because it does get ridiculous spending more and more money and storing it for nearly 11 months. Well, 10 months. I do put it up in November. But yeah, I do like to change up my Christmas decorations. So this year, this particular smaller living area, which is my crafty room, is the green and white. And at the start, hopefully, you will have seen a collage of some photos from the main living room, which this year, for the first time ever, I've done a very traditional red and white, which is a bit unusual for me, but I have enjoyed it. I've had a lot of stuff for many years that I've used in other themes and things over the time, so it's nice to have the red and white on the tree as well. And a lot of glass decorations, which my very naughty cat Kitten can reach and play with. So luckily she hasn't broken any, but she's certainly sprung them from the little tops, and then I've got to hunt through the tree and find where she found that bauble from. So prefer if the cat doesn't whack the baubles off the tree, but she does. And this one is also, I think I showed this last time as part of, because I'd finished another stack from Plum Street Samplers Paulette, but this is also on the Lyrebird, and that was one of Paulette's stacks, rack stack, I think it was called, on the 36 count Lyrebird by Fox and Rabbit Designs. Just finished with the lady dot trim and that little velvet back on that one. What else do we have as a, these were stashed as well. This was a really quick stitch, it was a kit actually. So it's called Winter's Piece by Summerhouse Stitchworks. And I believe this is the chart. And I had the finishing kit for it as well, which included the red metallic garland and the backing fabric and the little silver snowflake charm. So there's a charm on that. That was a fun little stitch, and the linen I used was 32 count Eureka by Fox and Rabbit Designs. So not sure if that one's still available. I don't have it in my stock in my shop, but perhaps another local needlework store might have it, or an online store that you shop with. I actually stick that in the tree. It's finished with walnut shells, a walnut lizard litter, which in Australia we can get I haven't bought any for a while, at Woolworths, which is just our grocery store, a cat litter that's actually all walnut, and so that's a cheap option, and I just buy that and use that to fill most of my smaller pillows. This is another finish from a couple of years ago, not cross stitch, but I do love wool applique as well. So this is a Buttermilk basin pillow, super cute, old world Santa, finished in the same red gingham fabric all the way around, and that one's just with polyfill because he's a little bit larger, making it a bit hefty to have that sitting in a bowl or on a tiered tray. So he sits with some of those pillows. Recently, this year's finishes, if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen, I think both of them I did post, but not the actual finish. So, what have I done with the chart? Here we go. First one, so I found, I love vintage, I love rustic, I love prim, anything that I can repurpose. That's kind of my jam, as you'll see if you follow me for some time, and hopefully doing some more regular floss tubes. So I found this timber and tin full of bolts in my partner's shed. So I asked him if I could have it, which he generously said I could, and put the bolts into another container for me. So really rustic, absolutely love it. So on the front, this is, did I just move that? Yeah. This is the Very Merry Christmas by Scarlet House. Again, quite a quick stitch, and I finished it so I could put it on the metal, just on a flat finish with, I'll put that down, just a flat finish on cardboard, nothing fancy. I don't even worry about foam core board on those. And you can get magnetic sticky tape. So I've just put sticky tape on the magnetic sticky strips on the back of that, so it can stick to my fridge if I like. Probably not. Don't do magnets on my fridge. So I can put that on that tin and have that sitting wherever. Anything else that's magnetic, basically. So I've done exactly the same. So that's the chart, sorry, which is Very Merry Christmas. I have stitched it on light mocha 36 count by Zweigart, but it did call for Edinburgh Dirty, which is something, 36 count Edinburgh Dirty, which is very similar. And it only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 classic Colourworks threads. So quite a quick, uncomplicated Christmas stitch, which is a lot of fun. Thank you, Tanya. I love doing that one. And so for the same, I'll just do a quick swap here. I did the same finish with a Plum Street chart that I have had for some time. This one's called For You by Plum Street Samplers, Paulette's gorgeous designs. Really cute, Santa handing the reindeer, or is it a deer? A moose, perhaps. The candy cane. So also in that tin, so I could put them on either side actually and rotate it around. This is the chart. I stitched mine, it called for, glasses on, 36 count Confederate grey, and we have Weeks Dye Works threads for that chart For You. I have, however, stitched mine on R&R Reproductions Barb's Blend, which is a soft grey, really soft. Again, just finished the back, covered up the mess behind with a little bit of fabric and stuck those magnetic strips in there. So I'm really happy with how they've turned out, both of them. And they fit on that box beautifully. Anything else metal that I can find, they'll be able to go on that as well. So that was 2 Christmas finishes from November, early December of this year, I think. So I'll get the box and put that out of the way now. And I am currently stitching, I'm all about the Prairie Schooler Christmas Tree Farm. Hopefully I don't want to undo the sticky, these containers are, these packets can be really annoying. Hopefully the glare is not too bad. So that's Christmas Tree Farm, which I actually ordered in for my shop. I loved it and I thought, oh, why not stitch that? So really simple. Again, just the 5 DMC threads that I'm using for that. I did think about converting it to overdyed, but I didn't. But I am stitching it on a 36 count linen. I use Q snaps, So that's where we're at. Stitching my little red houses. I really have had to frog a couple of those. Not paying attention. They are up and down, so I wasn't paying attention when I'm watching TV at night and tired. So I have decided to stitch that one. It's on 36 count Mayflower from Fox and Rabbit Designs, and the original it doesn't actually say on the back. I think it's on, yeah, I think it might be on an antique white, and it does have 2 additional little ornaments that I may or may not stitch with that. Not sure how I'll finish it, obviously being on 36 count compared to the original Prairie School. It is a little smaller, but it's perfect. I'll find a frame for it, or perhaps do it as a flat finish. I haven't decided yet. Looking forward to getting down to all those green trees. So that's pretty much what I have been stitching on. I put it aside for a couple of days and went looking through Christmas whips that I probably should give some more attention to. But I didn't spend very long on one of those and went back to the Prairie Schooler. So that's holding my attention for the moment. That's, yeah, follow the squirrel, stitch what you love, definitely. And so while we're looking at whips then, I have project bags. So I do make my own project bags. I was originally using this style with sorry, cat hair, with the vinyl fronts, the good quality vinyl from NEV, which I like because you can see. Sorry everybody, that was an interruption, and hopefully I can edit that. I was talking about project bags, so I originally made quite a number of these with the vinyl fronts on them. This one's cute with that old world Christmas type theme, so I've got a Christmas stitch in there, which I'll show you the not very much progress on that. And now I'm using this style of project bag that I'm making as well. This is really cute. It's May Gibbs. So May Gibbs was an Australian author, very well known. And this is some Christmas prints that were available last year or the year before. So in this project bag with all the bits all over it, I had this brilliant plan at the start of, or the end of last year, to actually stitch from this wonderful Blackbird Designs book, Home for the Holidays. And many of you have done these, and I do love them. Hopefully they're the Christmas stockings. I don't want to show the charts, but for example, there's 5 of them making up the alphabet. And I plan to stitch myself a set out of all the reds. I don't think I was necessarily following, oh no, I was the called for threads. But this is my progress. I've only done the one. Not even one, actually. And I think my linen choice here, I'm going to say it's a number 12 Stitch Co. from Nicola, perhaps Salted Caramel. Nicola will, if she watches, might correct me. I think it might have been, I would have written it down somewhere. I do generally try and keep a diary of where I'm at. Next year, I, for the first time, am going to use the Needlework Press Book of Days, and I do stickers in my diary that I guess I've always used a diary for farm work separately, but farm life and animal work and that, and I've added my stitching progress into that diary. But I will have a book of days this year in 2023, which I'm looking forward to. So hopefully I can show you what I do in there as well, and keep track a little bit better on what sort of linens and things I'm using. So I plan to stitch a set for myself and a set for my sister, and I have not started hers yet. She traditionally has, she doesn't change her beautiful tree. She has 2 gorgeous little girls and they have a lot of pink on their tree, so I was going to use pink threads for Jade's and the reds for mine. Maybe by the end of 2023, let's hope. This is a great book. If if you don't have it, I'd highly recommend it. It's also got some really other popular designs that you see every Christmas across Instagram again. So that's what's in that project bag that I really do need to spend a little bit more time on and give some more attention. In the other one then that I was just showing you before is a Stacy Nash that I did only start earlier this year on a 46 count, and I haven't done a lot more on it actually, probably since I showed it last time. So it's First Snowfall Pin Keep, and the called for was 35 count Weeks Dye Works Confederate Grey. I started mine on a 46 count Confederate Grey, and that's the progress so far. Beautiful. The colours look really gorgeous on there. As always, I love Stacy's. But again, fairly certain I won't get that finished in 2022, maybe 2023. That's hiding out in that bag. And oh, I also found this one, which has been some years because I ran out of thread. So I don't even have, I've just got my working copy there. This is Brenda Gervais with Fine Needle and Thread Christmas Bird. And I dyed my own, it's a 32 count Belfast, and I've just dyed it with a Rick dye called Chocolate, apparently. So it does have some mottling through it. But I do remember that I did run out of these other threads. I think I was getting really low on the ginger snap. So I do have some more of that in now. Hopefully it's a very similar dye lot because they can differ. I'll have to blend that into that as well. Look at me just stowing my threads away. Sorry. Nicole's needlework, I'm not. Nicole does it beautifully. Her presentation's gorgeous. So I probably should put that on immediate radar to work on. Other than that, I don't have a lot of other whips. I have some plans. While we're on what I've been working on, actually, this is another project bag, one of the vinyl fronted ones. I did do a bit of work on this in November. I was really enjoying it actually. So this is another Brenda Gervais Manor at Quaker Hill. And I am stitching it on the called for its 36 count Legacy with all the beautiful threads in this one. And I did quite a lot of work on my swans. So the swans on the lake and the house. A lot more work to do. But once I've done that bottom and the grass, it will be motifs. Which I will, sorry, I held that the wrong way before. Let's try it that way. So yeah, that will probably come back out sometime in the new year, I would say. I do have a little bit of time off before I start my new role, and hopefully, as well as catching up on some work I'd like to do for the Stitches Merchant and plans for next year, I will get some more stitching done. That's in that pile. Okay, what I would like to have started before Christmas, but given it's 4 days away, that's not going to happen. So this was a kit from one of the, I can't remember if it was the last or the second last, Linens and Threads with Plum Street samplers. I think it might have been 2020. It might have been the first year of COVID when it was cancelled. So the actual retreat was cancelled, the physical retreat, but we had an online one, and we received our kit. So every year I've had this ready. It's all kitted up, ready to go. It is on 36 count Up in the Attic by Fox and Rabbit Designs, with all the called for threads in that kit, obviously. And Paulette, because it was an Australian retreat, we've got an Aussie flag in there, which is gorgeous. So again, maybe next year, or maybe by the end, this time next year, I'll be showing you again the same chart as a possible. I actually thought about changing it onto the green linen. Just really love this lyrebird. I'm pretty sure it's lyrebird from Fox and Rabbit Designs. It's really Christmassy, and I thought that chart would actually look quite nice on there. So please leave comments if you agree or disagree, or I should keep it on the called for up in the attic. Anyway, thoughts. Actually, it might say the year. No, 2020. It was. Yeah. So one to think about doing. The other one that I have the linen and the threads for, I didn't get the threads out. I probably unkitted them. They were kitted actually, but I saw a beautiful finish. Somebody on Instagram recently of this one, early Christmas morning, that beautiful pin cushion, and the called for fabric is Winter Brew, which I have enough of in this beautiful fat quarter as well. Anyway, next year, this one I also love, which I do have some threads in here. Not all thread. Are they all threads? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. Most of. This is Samplers Not Forgotten, actually, just to save the glare. Christmas in my heart. I really love the verse. I will honour Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year. 1843 is the date on there. I just think it's really beautiful. And the colours are there. I haven't decided on linen. It was on the called for was 36 count vintage Meadow Rue by Lakeside Linens. They're a little bit more difficult for us to get in Australia. I believe they're even difficult in the States at the moment, so I would probably find an alternative. Obviously had plans though, had pulled threads for that one. So again, 2023. That's probably an update on my stitching, and if you wish to stick around for a little bit longer, I just have some updates from the shop, things that have come in recently that I think are definitely possibly on my radar as well. Christmas first. Oh, if I can insert a picture here, I will. So friends, two of my friends, if you were at the Daisy Chain retreat with us in September, we had these on display at that retreat, and a lot of people really enjoyed seeing them and were going to be stitching them then. We decided we did this as a gift for a friend, where we stitched 2 each of the Old World Santas 2 on 36 count light mocha, I think it was, 1/2 strand. So I have stitched those before. I don't have them for myself. If I can insert a photo, I will do so here of how they turned out, because they were gorgeous. And I thought I would actually like to stitch, I must be on a red and green thing this year, the more traditional the original Old World Santas, which was originally released in 1999, but they are available now. I do have, these charts are in my store as well, if you'd like to purchase copies of them. And a lot of the Prairie Schooler we can, thank goodness, readily get. Some charts are out of print. Other things that I do have in the store that just came in while we're on the Christmas theme. Really love this Quaker. It would actually, I imagine, be a fairly quick stitch. This is from the Heart Needle Art by Wendy, and this is the December Quaker, which only has 2 called for, Classic Colourworks or DMC. And it's stitched on 40 count platinum Newcastle, but I think that would be a really sweet stitch that I really liked as well. And a little bit more stitch heavy, but I love this as soon as Tanya released it, and they have come in. They're available in store. All those 3 charts I think Tanya released just before the last ones for 2022. But this is Ho Ho Ho. Love the plaid and the ornaments in that. That's super cute. So that's the Christmas stitches as well. And just one that I thought was absolutely beautiful was a release from Shakespeare's Peddler, which is Theresa. Look at the colour of that house. It's just gorgeous in those pinks. Mary A. Williams, 1818. So it is stitched on the called for. The model fabric is 40 count brown paper by XJU Designs. I do have some XJU, but not that one in store. And it calls for either Averiswa silks, or there's DMC alternatives provided conversion for that one. But that's an absolutely beautiful reproduction sampler from Theresa. So maybe I probably don't need to start more. As I said last time, I will endeavour to show you quite a lot of the whips that I have, and we can work through those. And not a lot of progress made on some sometimes, but yeah, it's so unique. Look at that tree. I just love it. Think it could be a new start for 2023, because we can never have too many. I'll have to make another project bag then. That's pretty much the cross stitching that I had. So other things that I'm interested in is wool applique, and now that I have a store, I have been reaching out to wool applique suppliers and designers in the States, and we'll be stocking a small amount of them. So if you're interested, if there's anything you're looking for, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to try to get them. Obviously postage and that, there's a little bit of a delay getting things to Australia. So the first ones I have to show are actually from Bonnie Sullivan, All Through the Night. Bonnie does some beautiful bowl fillers where it's printed fabrics. So these are just really, really gorgeous. To give you an idea, easy to do if it's something you're interested in trying for the first time. You don't need a lot of wool, because it's a pre-printed fabric panel or panels that you're going to make into little cushions to fill a bowl or turn into ornaments, whatever you'd like to do with them. And that's what they look like when they're finished there. I am also working on, I will be stocking more actual wool felted fabrics over time. I've got some in now, but they're specifically for kits, but in time I'll be adding more of that to the inventory as well. So along those vein, with the bowl fillers, there's also the Christmas bowl fillers with that pre-printed panel in there. And Make Merry I loved, and I actually kept one out for me to start on that one. So you're just going to add the black wool, so a little bit of needlework, putting that on there, and the black wool around the middle of that panel, so it will end up looking like that. I think they're brilliant. They're really clever, satisfying. And of course Bonnie also does I've got charts like this one. That's a Christmas one, but I'll be adding more of those over the coming time. And most recently, just arrived this week, and I haven't had a chance to kit them up, but I've got some beautiful wool, there's a pile of it, from Blackberry Primitives. All this glorious wool, but specifically for this, the plan for this one is to make these into kits for, what have I done with it? Sorry, shopping around. There's a particular chart that I will be kitting up, and I don't know where I've left it. Okay, I will hold please. I have found the chart right under my nose. Okay, so we have these beautiful wools for this is the Maggie Anonyme that I thought would be absolutely beautiful to kit those up. So I'll have some of those kitted up soon in the store. So you'll be able to buy the full kit or the pattern, either or. That one will be available, and I've also have from Blackberry Primitives as distributing for Maggie Anonyme. So Maggie has quite a number of beautiful wool appliques. I just love what she does, so hopefully you will too. So these are some of the charts that I do have here. This is Strawberry Thief, and My Wool Pocket, Maggie's Wool Sampler. I think I saw somebody, or was it somebody recorded Maggie presenting this, and it's absolutely beautiful. So one day, this is Chateau Boxwood by Maggie Anonyme, and this is a Halloween one, Jack and Jinx. So yeah, I will be adding more of the wool appliques to the website over time. So that's pretty much what's going into store inventory. And last but certainly not least is our retreat. So the Stitches Merchant Autumn Stitch Camp 2023 is planned for May. Oh, should have written down the dates. Probably would have been better if I had that written down. Sorry about that. It's the 26th, 27th and 28th of May 2023. And our guest designers are Brendan and Karen Kirk from Fox and Rabbit Designs. So excited. They have a fabulous sampler planned for release. So it'll be an exclusive and also a linen. So there'll be an exclusive linen released at the retreat as well. So lots and lots to look forward to. There are limited places left now, so if you are thinking you'd like to come, I'd encourage booking soon. All the details for registration are, of course, on the website at thestitchesmerchant.com. And that's probably a wrap. Don't want to give too much away on that, but there's some fabulous things planned, and the goodie bags will be, yeah, of really, really great quality. I'm sure everybody will be super, super pleased with them. That's probably about it from me. A huge shout out. I do believe, a big thank you to people that have watched my channel and the subscribers to the channel. I've been blown away by that. Also, I believe there's been other Flosstubers watch and mention me as well. Thank you so much. As I said, it's been a very busy couple of months and I just haven't had opportunity to catch up on those. A huge thank you if you have. I do think Daisy K Primitives was one, and I've got a lot of watching and catching up to do, hopefully over the next couple of weeks. That'll be my opportunity to do that, and I will be able to shout you out and say a huge thank you in 2023. Have a safe and very, very Merry Christmas with family, and I hope to see you all in 2023. Thank you. Bye. Probably would have been better if I had that written down. Sorry about that. It's the 26th, 27th and 28th of May 2023. And our guest designers are Brendan and Karen Kirk from Fox and Rabbit Designs. So excited. They have a fabulous sampler planned for release. So it'll be an exclusive and also a linen. So there'll be an exclusive linen released at the retreat as well. So lots and lots to look forward to. There are limited places left now, so if you are thinking you'd like to come, I'd encourage booking soon. All the details for registration are, of course, on the website at thestitchesmerchant.com. And that's probably a wrap. Don't want to give too much away on that, but there's some fabulous things planned, and the goodie bags will be, yeah, of really, really great quality. I'm sure everybody will be super, super pleased with them. That's probably about it from me. A huge shout out. I do believe, a big thank you to people that have watched my channel and the subscribers to the channel. I've been blown away by that. Also, I believe there's been other Flosstubers watch and mention me as well. Thank you so much. As I said, it's been a very busy couple of months and I just haven't had opportunity to catch up on those. A huge thank you if you have. I do think Daisy K Primitives was one, and I've got a lot of watching and catching up to do hopefully over the next couple of weeks. That'll be my opportunity to do that, and I will be able to shout you out and say a huge thank you in 2023. Have a safe and very, very Merry Christmas with family, and I hope to see you all in 2023. Thank you. Bye.